Yes, you're most welcome, brother. Please feel free to ask any questions.
Yes.
Yes, brother.
I have a question. It's actually two-part of question. We say that Islam is a religion of peace, and there is something that seems unfair in Islam. Like the right of women, like the one was mentioned in Surah Nisa also, I think, ayah 24. And it's about price, and you will get like a woman, ma malakat aymanakum. So it is about the woman which is like a slave, which there's a fight between Muslim and non-Muslims, and there is a woman behind them, behind like a widow, something like that. You can marry with them, and it is like what you earn from your fight, as like a slavery, according to my understanding. May you explain it or clear?
So what's your question regarding that? That is it correct or is it wrong?
My question is that how a woman can be forced to be married with a Muslim.
The brother asked the question that when you have a war, and in the war when you take the spoils of war, and even in what your right hand possesses, you're allowed, that in Islam, you're allowed to have relationship with your wife and that which your right hand possesses. At that time it was very common, like how today also we have in the Western world. Having girlfriends is very common, having mistresses is common. In Islam, when you have relationship, you can only have with your wife and that which your right hand possesses. Now when you have a war, whatever booty you get, it becomes part of you. And what we have prisoners of war. How we have prisoners of war, POW.
Okay.
POW.
Okay.
Today we say slave. In Islam, they are called as prisoners of war normally in technical terms. Now compared to prisoners of war of today and what Islam says, there is a world of a difference. The rights and the honor and the treatment what the slave get in Islam is far superior to POW. Even if you read the UN Charter, what happened in Guantanamo Bay, you know?
No, I don't know.
Guantanamo Bay, you don't know? No. Guantanamo Bay, have you heard of Guantanamo Bay?
I never heard about that.
Guantanamo Bay, where, the Americans, they put prisoners which are Muslims.
Yeah,
allegation.
in Guantanamo Bay.
Yes,
okay.
Guantanamo Bay.
Okay.
So
yes,
if you know,
but the position of, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, I'm just coming to it. In comparison to prisoners of war, in prisoners of war today, when you catch a prisoner, he's enslaved in a jail, correct?
Yes.
Or there may be a camp, he cannot go out.
Okay.
In Islam, our prisoners of war, they are free. They are free, but they should not run away. They are not enchained. You can use them, you can take work from them, but as compared to prisoners of war in the modern world, where there is no freedom, they are kept in that jail or in that camp. They aren't allowed to go out. Compared to vis-a-vis what happens in an Islamic war when it takes place. And that time when you have prisoners of war, they have got some restriction, but they are treated much better than as compared to kept in the jails.
Okay.
So if you compare this,
okay,
it is far more superior.
So there is no force in this situation, am I right?
No, there's no force.
Okay. Let's go to the other part of question. Then what is the jizya?
Jizya. As far as second question is concerned, jizya is a tax imposed on the non-Muslims living in a Muslim state for their protection. For example,
one question between of this.
Wait, you pose the question, let me give the answer.
Okay.
I haven't completed the answer, you want to ask the next question. Let me complete the answer and then you can ask.
Okay, I know the way you wish you are talking with the people in your YouTube.
So if you know the way you're asking.
just I remind you that I know that.
So I'm just completing. So if you have asked the question, I have to complete the question.
Okay,
I don't know which YouTube you saw of mine. The correct, authentic one or the adulterated one?
Most of them are already reviewed and I am thankful for whatever you replied about them.
mashallah, many people, they are using my photograph to propagate wrong things. You know?
No, I used your photo last round.
No, not you. Other people I'm telling you.
Okay, I just
No,
remind
now-
you that I said to my people that
so
you
I-
are going.
So as long as jizya is concerned, it's a tax imposed on non-Muslims living in Islamic state for their protection. Today in most of the countries, if there is a war, you have to go and fight. You have no option. In an Islamic state, in the Khilafat, every Muslim, if the Khalifa says he has to go and fight, he has no option. He cannot say I'm rich, he cannot say I'm a doctor, he has to go and fight. But for a non-Muslim, he need not go and fight, he is protected. And for this protection, he is paying a small amount. I am asking you a question. If you are living in a country, whether it be India or any country, and they say pay just a few hundred rupees, or maybe pay a few dollars, and you are protected, is that better, or you should go on the war field? Which is better?
I will prefer to pay you.
So jizya tax is a small amount.
So, but the point.
And this amount is just to agree, okay, fine, we agree that you are the protectors, and you will be protected, you need not go for the war. But the Muslim has no choice. Muslim cannot say, I will pay jizya, I don't want to go for the war. He has to go. He has no option. If the Khalifa says he has to go, he has to go. For the non-Muslim, he is protected, so he is more secured. If I am in your position, I would prefer paying some money and staying at home secured rather than going in the battlefield. Yes, but the next question.
Okay, it's the same question actually. I understand for the protection we have to pay tax or whatever you name it. But according to my understanding, jizya is 3 sections. You either should pay or fight or become Muslim. According to my understanding, means a country like Iran is next to us and they are not Muslims. We should fight with them, or they have to pay, or they become Muslim. Is that right?
No, when a Muslim takes over or conquers in any land, if they become a Muslim, then they have no option, they can't pay jizya. If required, they have to fight in the battlefield, no option. So if you become a Muslim...
they are, in this case, they are forced to pay.
Not force. If they become a Muslim, they have no option of jizya. They have to fight when required. If you don't want to accept Islam, then you pay a nominal tax saying that we agree that you are a protectors, this is the fee, that's it.
Okay, the question is that like a country like Spain, which called in Islamic history as Andalus, how Islam spread till that location, it was with force or without force?
Today, if you see the history of the world and history of Islam, today, yes, there were battles fought, but today the media portrays as though Islam was spread by the sword.
Yeah.
And the reply to this is given very well by Dilesi O'Leary in his book, Islam at the Crossroad, on page number 8. He says that history makes it clear that the legend of fanatical Muslims sweeping across the world, forcing Islam at the point of the sword, is the most fantastic, absurd myth that historians ever repeated. It is a myth. Yes, there have wars been taking place.
Just give me a sign that I can start my question.
This is a question and answer session, not a discussion session, brother.
Okay.
You will go up till morning. Ask the question 1. You non-Muslim, I gave you 2 chants, 3 chants, 4 chants, the other people waiting.
I am agnostic actually. I am thinking, I am reading, I am studying.
Agnostic is also a non-Muslim only.
Yeah.
Even agnostic is a non-Muslim.
Okay.
Inshallah, we pray to Allah to make you a theist, a believer in God, inshallah.
I believe in God. I have no problem about the God.
If you're agnostic, you cannot believe in God.
Actually,
that means your English language is a big weak, brother. Agnostic is a person who doesn't say there is God and doesn't say there is no God. He's silent. If you say you believe in God, you become a theist. Agnostic means a person who doesn't believe there is God and doesn't believe there is no God. He's silent.
Okay.
So actually you are a theist. You believe in God.
In this case, you can call me like that.
Okay, so coming back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
See, you're keeping interrupting it, the whole thing, the answer is going here and there.
No, sorry for that.
So,
I'm listening to you carefully.
So in this, for as long as spread of Islam is concerned, today, the country, if you know, the Dilesi O'Leary said, it's a myth that Islam was spread by the sword. Yes, there are wars been taking place. There are. But that's not the major spread. Today, do you know, in the Arab land, there are about 8 to 9 million Arabs who are Coptic Christians, who are Christians since generation. You know, we Muslims, the Arabs, they ruled the Arab land for 1400 years. For a few years the French came, for the few years the Britishers came. Overall we have been the Lord. If we wanted, we could have forced every Arab to accept Islam at the point of the sword. These today, 9 million Arab Christians, they are bearing witness that Islam was inspired by the sword. We Indians, you know, the Muslims ruled India for 1,000 years. If we wanted, we could have forced every Indian to accept Islam at the point of the sword. We did not do it. Today, more than 75% of Indians, they are non-Muslims. These 75% non-Muslim Indians, they are giving shahada, they are bearing witness that Islam was inspired by the sword. Today, the country which has the largest number of Muslims, it's Indonesia. Which Muslim army went to Indonesia? Which Muslim army went to Malaysia, which has 55% Muslims? Which Muslim army went to the east coast of Africa? Senegal, Gambia, they are Muslims. Which Muslim army went there? It is the sword of intellect. So if you see the history of Islam, the spread, the major was by people because of the deeds, because of the actions, because of business. So today, Islam has spread because of its values, not because of the sword. It's a misconception. Hope that answers the question. I'd like to ask you a question, brother.
Yes.
Where do you come from?
Originally from Iran.
From Iran?
Yes.
You're originally from Iran?
Yes.
And you say that you're agnostic, now you said you believe in God.
I am believing in God, literally, but I am studying from the bottom of heart what is the word, what is the kainat, whatever. I want to truly believe what I am believing.
I would request you to watch my video cassette, Is the Quran God's Word? You may have seen many of my videos.
This one I didn't see.
So surely go on the YouTube, Zakir Naik channel.
Yes.
It's in HD, mashallah.
Yes, you're in my favorite list also.
Mashallah, you're one of the subscribers.
Yes.
Good. You know, the YouTube gave an award to us. The vice president of YouTube said, Dr. Zakir is awesome. So maybe because of your subscription also, mashallah, I got the award. So Jazakallah. So I request you.
let me clearly say that after a long study in my life, 30 years old I am, you are the most rational person I have seen in my life. That's why I came here. And this question is from the bottom of my heart. I want to be clear. And if I am Mormon, I want to be a clear Mormon. I don't want to be like half Mormon, half not Mormon.
So brother, what is stopping you from accepting Allah? Do you believe in Allah?
Yes.
You believe that He is the most powerful?
Yes.
He is the only one should be worshipped?
Yes.
That no one is besides Allah?
Yes.
Allah, that's the main pillar. Second thing, do you believe that Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of Allah?
I have problem about these things. That's why I am...
What's your problem? What is your problem? I can help you, brother.
Actually, the history which is behind Islam...
Sorry?
The history which is behind Islam, when we read it, we see something unfair between that. And not unjust. I mean, I cannot feel it is logical. That's why I am studying
brother,
to
when
find...
you study history is not the right thing to study. I say study Quran.
Like the way which you said, I am referring to Quran about Jaziyah. In ayah about, I think in 29 Surah Tawbah mentioned, they have, it is about Allah, it is about Ahl al-Kitab. It's not about non-Muslims. It's about Ahl al-Kitab that have to pay Jaziyah.
Ahl al-Kitab is also non-Muslim, brother. Ahl al-Kitab are non-Muslims. They're Christians and Jews. They're non-Muslims. So they have to pay Jaziyah.
Okay.
Same thing,
this,
protection with the small money.
It is qatilul ladhina. Yani fight even killed. That much going behind it.
When you say about Surah Tawbah, this fighting is talking in the battlefield. Many of the people quote out of context. In the battlefield you have to fight, you cannot sleep.
Okay, I accept that.
And again, people quote out of context. This is the context when people come to kill you.
So the people in Andalus was trying to kill Muslims.
Forget Andalus. I'm not bothered about Andalus. I'm not bothered about India. I'm bothered about Quran and the Sahih Hadith. If people in Andalus did some mistake, why should I be held responsible?
How Muslims go to Andalus?
I am not here to talk about Andalus or talk about Mughals. I'm here to talk about Quran, Allah and His Messenger Muhammad. Khalas.
Okay.
History, if there is a bad Muslim, just because the Muslim is a bad example, why are you blaming Islam for that? See, for example,
Okay.
you want to judge a car, a latest Mercedes car, S500 in the market,
Okay.
latest 2016 model, right?
Yeah.
You want to judge how good the car is. If a person who does not know how to drives the car and bangs up the car, who will you blame, the car or the driver?
Of course, driver.
Driver!
Yeah.
So look at the car.
Yeah.
The car. Yeah, this is the car.
I am referring to Quran for all
No,
of my study.
But Spain, forget about Spain. You're talking Andalus.
Okay.
There is no Andalus in the Quran.
Yes.
Huh?
Okay, I will read about it. I will think
That's
about
the
it.
reason. Forget about history. It is good for knowledge.
Okay.
But number one is read the Quran and the Sahih Hadith and accept it, inshallah. I pray to Allah to give you hidayah, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
brother.
time for me. Thank you.
Are there non-Muslims here on the microphone?